Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Ariana, and today I've got October plan with me for you. But I'm gonna start off with a quick flip through of September and how that went. You can definitely go watch it if you want to see how it was set up, but I did like a llama theme, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was so whimsical, and I loved all the pastel colors. Oh, and that quote page you saw is actually a quote from one of Bob Goff's books, Everybody Always, and it was me just practicing my lettering, and I'm actually that video is actually up on my IGTV, so you can go watch that. It's a time lapse that I did, so you can see how I did that lettering. Of course, I will link my Instagram down below, so you can go follow me over there and see the episodes that I've done on IGTV, which all of these weekly spreads I set up on there as well. I thought that this month I would do something a little bit different, and before actually jumping into the spread, I'm gonna do kind of like a broken down little tutorial on how I'm gonna do all the doodles that I'm incorporating in this month. So as you saw in the intro clips, I'm doing kind of like a autumnal pumpkin spice type of idea. So I'm including little doodles such as pumpkins, cinnamon sticks, a dollop of whipped cream, jar of cinnamon, that kind of stuff. So you can follow along with these slowed down doodles here if you want to try to recreate them yourself. I feel like I'm not very good at explaining kind of like these little detailed type of things, so I'm just gonna let you watch it. You can always go back and slow it down even more if you want to, and just see how I drew each of these little things. If you weren't sure, those tiny little things that I'm filling in, or I'm gonna be filling in between the bigger objects, is some spices. So that's clove, the little things that look like screws or nails, that's clove, and as well as star anise. And I figured to make it even more fall, I thought I would incorporate some cotton stems. So those were really fun to learn how to draw. I've never really drawn those before. So those are all of the little doodles that I'm going to incorporate throughout the entire spread. And so moving on to the cover page, you'll see that I did kind of a partial wreath, including all of those items. So I feel like it turned out really cute and is giving me all of the fall feels right now. It's crazy because I'm thinking back to the very first YouTube video that I posted on here. It was actually October. It was the October plan with me that I posted. I mean, granted, I wasn't very consistent, but I did post it, and that was kind of a big deal for me. I for sure feel like I've grown a lot since then, and just improved my skills overall. I think it's going to be really cool to look back on all of these videos years down the line and just see where I came from and see and hear my real awkwardness, because I sure was and still am awkward. I don't know, but I feel like that was definitely like a first step for me to really just put myself out there and just start creating. I feel like the response that I got from that kind of gave me the confidence and reassurance kind of that I needed to know, like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if any of that made sense or if any of you can relate with me on that, but yeah. I decided to keep it pretty simple with the color this time. Instead of doing like a bright orange, I'm just gonna do, I guess, kind of make them like white pumpkins, and I only included 2 different shades of brown throughout the whole spread. So I used a lighter brown for the cinnamon sticks, and then a darker brown as well for the cotton. and those colors were from the Crayola Supertips set. Of course, that and all the other materials that I'm using is going to be down below in the description. And then to make it even more rustic, why not add in a little bit of butcher paper or craft paper? This one is actually the back of a wrapping paper that I have, so I've just torn off pieces and I'll be using that throughout. So moving on to the monthly spread, I'm doing the same 5x5 floating boxes for the calendar layout, and then of course incorporated some of the pumpkin and cotton and spice doodles along the bottom. And then the next spread is going to be the usual tracker page. Last month I actually combined all of them into one chart again, and I kind of realized why I actually liked them being separate in the first place. So I separated them out into individual habits again, just so I can really see and visualize how I'm doing in each of those areas. And then of course on the bottom is where I'm going to be tracking my activity on my socials, because I'm still trying to get more consistent with that. Oh, and this time I'm trying something a little bit different for the little boxes, instead of filling them in, well, I'm still going to fill them in, but I decided to do like these little circles to indicate the days or the spots, and then I think I'm just going to fill that in with just a regular pen whenever I do that habit that day. And then the other side of the trackers is just going to be like a little simple notes section, just a free page for whatever I need to write down. So definitely keeping my spreads simple this time around. I'm already gonna set up the week now, so that's all I'm gonna do for the monthly setup. So for my first weekly spread, I decided to do separate floating boxes for each day, and then have another separate space for next week and things so I can plan out for the coming week and keep those in mind. And then of course have to incorporate some of these awesome fall doodles in here, so I did cotton along the top and then a little mini pumpkin on the bottom corner. But that's going to be all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in and planning with me for the month of October. Hope you enjoyed this and got a little bit of inspiration from it. I know I always love seeing other people's bullet journal setups just to see what they do and maybe even get some ideas of my own to try. Because sometimes I think it can get a little bit stale. You're just doing the same thing over and over, and so it's always cool to see any other ways or ideas that people have that they're doing that could actually work well for you. And then you can always try them out without having to commit to a full set up planner. You can try it out and try a spread. If it works for you, then great, you can keep doing it, and if not, then no harm done. You can always do a different spread the next time around. So yeah, definitely subscribe so you can see some of my future spreads, as well as some other DIYs that I'm going to be creating here pretty soon. And then, be sure to go to my Instagram and follow me over there so you can see some of my future weekly setups that I'm going to do for October. I'm going to be doing all of those on IGTV. So I will catch you guys over there, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!